Hello and welcome to the GamePad Report, the final GamePad Report for 2022. It is December. We are giving you the latest updates for GamePad and the mayamada universe. And I'm the mayamada co-founder, Nigel.
I am Tazziii, content creator and GamePad host.
We just had to think about that for a second just to make sure. And GamePad is our community gaming event where we promote inclusion and diversity in the video games industry. So we run online and real world events. We host regular discussions with games professionals and give young people an opportunity to gain valuable work experience. And I've been dealing with some of those young people today as we record. There's hope for the future. So we were just talking about dogs playing games and hamsters and otters. Basically, we're inviting the animal kingdom because when we say inclusive, we mean inclusive. So we're also talking about the fight to the death between competing gaming industry events, Summer Games Fest, E3. Who's going to win? We don't know. But if you'd like to hear that discussion in the full GamePad report, become a Studio 77 member to get the extended video plus access to events and mayamada artwork. Alright, so we're going to get started for the final time in 2022 with this month's industry pro tip. Each month, we like to highlight advice from a creative professional, which has come from a GamePad interview, a panel, or our Story X Story podcast. And the tip from this month comes from Simran Whitham, who we spoke to on the Story X Story podcast, episode 121, who is the founder of Format. Format is a gaming nightlife event which is doing really big things in Manchester and I'm sure elsewhere in future. So we had a great discussion with Simran about his journey through the games industry, through making games, through hosting events, his background as well. So definitely encourage people to check out the episode. I want to pull out one of the things that Simran mentioned, and I feel it kind of applies to just anyone who's looking to do something creative, and especially someone starting out. So it's not just if you're doing events, but Simran says, and I quote, "You can be the most talented human being alive, but if you lock yourself in a room and don't speak to anyone at all, no one's ever going to know about the talent you possess." And it's so true. And even as I say it, I can, my mind goes back to certain talks in schools I've done of young people unsure about putting themselves out and putting their work out. But Tazziii, what do you think about this piece of advice?
This is a great piece of advice. And I think I said, was it on this podcast, that episode that I was saying like that would make a great tattoo? Yeah,
I think that was the episode where both of us committed to getting like tattoos of various varying lengths.
Because this is like one of those things that you need a constant reminder of, and I think it applies to a lot of things that we bring up a lot, like imposter syndrome and just like really putting yourself out there, because I mean it's just true. It's just true. There are no lies here with this bit of advice. And it can be really easy to, I think there's like certain things, it can be really easy to just like plan and come up with ideas, which obviously I'm very good at, but then never quite action them or never put them out there or talk yourself out of them and not try and be worried to fail. And I think this speaks to all of that, because it's true. I mean, unless you've got a camera on you, is the only way that being locked in a room
you can
that you can make it work.
Yeah.
But you've got to get outside of those four walls.
There's no way around it.
Yeah, exactly.
You have to put yourself out at some point if you want to make something of yourself.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know, it's easy to see a lot of people doing a lot of things, and especially when that person's like not necessarily doing it great, and you can be like, why are they like so successful? And it's like, well, it's because it's not even about them doing it well. It's the fact that they're doing it and telling people they're doing it.
Yeah, that's very true.
As opposed to someone that isn't telling people that you're doing it. And those are the people that generally find the most success. And I see that a lot. I see a lot of people that are really bad at what they do, but they just talk about it a lot. So they get the success. Yeah, they get the opportunity and they get the success.
Yeah, so there you go. I'd definitely take that on board. If you're someone who's thinking about starting something, use that as the push to go out and put yourself out. So if that advice resonated with you, definitely check out the full episode, because Simran definitely puts himself out, and like I said, is doing big things in the gaming event space. And you'll also get more discussions with amazing creative professionals, not just in games, in comics, in cosplay, film and TV. So check out the podcast for more great advice. But Tazziii, what do we have coming up for this month? And maybe we're going to recap what's been happening for the year as well.
So we have a few things to come for the GamePad community and Studio 77 members, and we've had a lot happening. So instead, in terms of some of our events we've got coming up, we've got a new episode of Casual Conversations with comic creators, and our next games night will be coming in December, towards the end of it, and we'll be playing some Republic of Jungle with Studio 77 members live on Twitch at 7 p.m. BST, and everyone is invited. You do not have to be a Studio 77 member to join in on our December games night. You just have to be in the Discord. That is my one rule. So make sure you're part of the Discord if you want to join in that.
Yeah, we make it entertaining to watch, but yeah, you can...
It's very entertaining to watch. Also, like, none of us have played this game yet.
I'm just turning up.
I'm turning up, but with the game. I'm going to try and learn it beforehand, but it might just be a live on stream situation. I've watched a little bit of gameplay. Sounds great, looks great. But I just think it would be really fun to play. And I don't think I'll get a chance to really properly learn it beforehand. So we're gonna learn on the spot, as we do with most of our games.
Yeah, so looking forward to that last event of the year. And then also looking forward to doing more with the Do I Look Like a Gamer campaign. So this year we launched the Do I Look Like a Gamer campaign with the aim of furthering inclusion, diversity, and challenging the stereotype of the word gamer. So what does it mean to play games, to work in games? So we started with our photo campaign where we brought together 40 players and makers, and then we went on to do a bunch of events. So we had a live stream launch, we did different live stream events, we had physical events like actual in-person events.
That was great.
And that's it, we're done. But we finished for this year, but we're now planning what we're going to do in 2023. So this year the campaign has proudly been sponsored by Rocksteady Studios and Splash Damage. We thank them for their support. It's allowed us to do events that are free for people to attend, and then we hope next year we can get more of the games industry involved as we continue to challenge the stereotypes around video games. So yeah, it's kind of like a looking forward, but also maybe like looking back, because we have done a lot of things this year. Do you have a favorite event of the campaign, or just...
I was going to ask you that.
I got it first.
You know how I struggle to pick favorites.
I'm well aware.
And there were some really great ones, but I think the event we done at Samson was the icing on top, pun intended, because it was our cupcake networking event, and I think it really brought everything we've done together. And we had some really great events. I feel like that one really brought all of what we do together, because we had a little bit of a competition going on there, an esports competition, and we also had cupcakes, obviously, which went down an absolute treat. And I'm sure is the reason why Samson let us come back.
Bribing with cupcakes.
And then we had some like networking activities to encourage people to network, and people actually did, and I'm just so proud of like what the team done, and like how many great conversations people were having. And I hope that we can just do it better next year, and just do more, bigger and better of what we've done this year. Yeah, I want everyone to be cupcake networking masters.
That was cool. I feel like you kind of took my answer as well. I think that would have been my thing, but I'm gonna shout out a moment in one of our more recent events. So we did an event called Games Industry Explained, with the aim of getting like parents as well as young people to be more aware of like games as a career, as an industry. And so first of all, it's always good. Like, I always feel it's always good when people like physically show up to one of our events, because especially since the pandemic, it's like, you know, no one wants to go anywhere, it feels like sometimes, but people came. And then when it came time for questions, we got like the question I had personally been wanting someone to ask, and it was the parent who asked if, and I'm gonna paraphrase, but who was questioning how video games like industry makes money, and whether video games was just like a passing fad. I mean, he said it in a nice way, but it was that kind of intention, and it was a good thing, because he said it in a way of like wanting to learn. And
it was a genuine question, like a genuine inquiry into like where does the money come from? Like, I don't understand.
And if you're in it, like we're in it, people watching are in it, you take it for granted. Like, obviously it's XYZ, but you have to understand, like, not everyone is in it. And especially for like the parents of younger people who want to one day work in games, they need to be not necessarily in it. We're not trying to tell everyone to like hardcore gamers, but need to have some understanding. So it's good to see like someone who didn't have the understanding, like, come to the event, like listen to what was being said, felt, you know, comfortable asking that question, and then we had a dialogue. I had a chat with him after the round table had done as well, and it's like, this is the kind of thing that we want to do more of, and have that impact from people and educate people ultimately.
And I think as well, when people have seen, so there's a lot of people that will know about what happened early on with games, because there was like a crash. And so that can make some people really cautious. Obviously, if that's what they've known about the games industry. And then even when we had that thing, I was like, how do games make money? And then it was kind of like, oh, here's like, we just started listing off ways. And then as you start listing off ways, you're like, oh my God, I'm this, I'm that, I'm this. And you're like, there's so many ways, actually.
There's a lot.
I didn't even think of them. Like, there's so many ways. So yeah, it's great. It's great to sort of have those conversations. I think they're really eye-opening, even internally. But yeah, I'm looking forward to having more of those conversations.
Yeah. So,
and then we had a little competition after as well.
A knockout C. So that was great. We mixed the two. We had some learning going on and some gameplay as well. And that's the kind of thing that we want to do more of with the campaign, with our events, with the brand in general. So yeah, it's definitely been a year of learning. We've learned a bunch. We've done a bunch. We've like talked a bunch, and we want to do more of that as we go into next year. So definitely keep an eye out, and then consider becoming a Studio 77 member, because for next year we're going to have more ways to benefit by being a member, and you can also support the work that we do at mayamada. So you can get involved in the campaign in future, and events, in games nights, plus get content, interviews, panel events, as well as exclusive access to manga and other artwork in the mayamada universe.
So we have had such a great year, and I'm really looking forward to just doing more of everything we've done this year, and really like improving on what we've done as well. I think we've done a lot and learned a lot and gained a lot. But we also have asked you a lot of questions, and we have the results for last month's poll, because we do a poll every single month asking you a different question. And last month we were asking you, which Nintendo franchise would you like to be seen made into a film and put onto our screens? And at the bottom we had Metroid, Animal Crossing and F-Zero getting no. votes, which I'm like, clearly no one heard my Animal Crossing pitch.
Yeah, the pitch for the...
Otherwise, I feel like people would have been voting. And then we had something else, Star Fox or Punch Out, which got 16.67%. We also had something else, Pokemon, 16.67%. Who would have thought Pokemon on the big screen? That would be so new.
I don't know if that should be allowed. But
No, I don't think that'd be a good idea. That would definitely not. I don't think that would reach audiences.
No legs.
I don't think that would make any money whatsoever. I don't think it would go global at all. I don't think it would be one of the biggest franchises in the world. No, that would not happen. Kirby with 6.67% also has a show already. And The Legend of Zelda with 50%, which is rightly the winner.
Yeah.
Rightly the winner.
Yeah.
I mean, there has been a cartoon made of The Legend of Zelda. It was terrible. Do not watch it. It will ruin The Legend of Zelda for you. But yes, that definitely needs some good quality on-screen adaptations. Like, I want a feature-length film.
Yeah.
There's been some really cool fan produced trailers and short films and stuff on The Legend of Zelda. And I'm like, Nintendo, you just need to go and hire these people.
Yeah, put them to work.
And put them to work.
I've seen some of it.
Because it's amazing and we want it and we will pay for it. So it's that time of the year and we've got the nominations for the Game Awards Game of the Year. They're out and we want to know what game you think should win and should take home that wonderful prize. So let us know what you vote for and let us know why by heading over to the Discord, jumping in chat, and we want to know. We want to have a little discussion with you. And we've given you some options. So we've got Stray, Xenoblade Chronicles 3, A Plague of Tale, Requiem, Elden Ring, Horizon Forbidden West, or God of War Ragnarok. Now, I am going to put out a guess with that Nigel is going for God of War Ragnarok.
Yeah, we don't need a conversation about this.
It's the
only right answer. Go with your gut, Tazziii.
That might be. So I'm not even going to ask you.
We already know.
We know. I have actually played most of these games. I've only played Stray.
Yeah,
and I
I've
feel
also
like
played
it should
that
win.
To be fair, Stray's the only one I've finished. So it's one of the two that I played and the only one that I finished. So I guess if I'm being fair, that should get the vote. But yeah, God of War. I'm glad to see Stray though. That's a nice move.
I think Stray definitely deserves to be up there with the nominations. I feel like I'm still getting through previous years Game of the Years.
Yes. Yeah, I'm just about to download Mass Effect on PS Plus after this. So yeah.
But yeah, I mean, Nigel, do you have anything to add to any of the games that aren't God of War?
I can't find it. I mean, Stray, I like what Stray does and I really enjoyed that. We had a chat about it. But yeah, no, I can't see past God of War.
So yeah, well, Nigel wears his God of War glasses. Yeah, I really want to know what everyone else is thinking. Hopefully you've all played a lot more of those games than I have. I'm just going to hide away in shame as I call myself a gamer and don't do much with the gaming bit. But yeah, we'd love to hear your point of view, and that's it for this month's.
That is not just it for the month, it's it for the calendar year of 2022. We have done the last GamePad report of the year. Thank you everyone for watching this one, for past ones. Hopefully you stick around. Like we said, you can join the Studio 77 Discord to be part of the mayamada community, and also follow us on Twitch, because from time to time we live stream the recordings of our GamePad report videos, and you can also be part of the growing community that we have. So we're working on informing and demystifying the industry and the culture through those events that we mentioned, through our discussions, as we work to make the industry more inclusive. So you can also subscribe to us here on YouTube so you don't miss another video once we've like packaged it up and edited it and put it out for your consumption. Or you can see how the sausage is made and join us live on Twitch. Your choice. You can also catch the Story X Story podcast, where Tazziii and I have more creator interviews, video game discussions, and deep dives into stories across pop culture. So that does it for us for 2022. We will see you next month, next year. Take care, everyone.
Yeah. Happy holidays and a happy new year.
Yeah, that too. What she's. Hey there, I'm Nigel from mayamada. Thanks for watching our video. Don't forget to subscribe and check out the other great videos we have on the channel. You can also join the GamePad Discord and check out the next event at gamepad.events. We'll see you soon.